before we get started filling in the blanks here, who can tell me what this equal sign right here means in each of these equations? What does that equal sign actually tell us? It's really important that we understand that when we have an equal sign, what that's saying is that this over here on this side of the equal sign and this over here on this side of the equal sign have the same value. It's the same thing. Okay? So if we think about it as how much something weighs. If something weighs 7 pounds and something over here weighs 9 pounds, to balance it out, we need to add on how many pounds? We need to add on how many pounds over here to keep it balanced? 2, right? So we're going to say 2 plus 7 equals 9, so that these both have the same value. So that when I simplify this, 2 plus 7, which is 9, I get the same thing as I have over here. Okay? So an equal sign doesn't really mean anything about an answer. It just tells us that what's on the left side of the equal sign and what's on the right side of the equal sign have the same value. All right, so to make that true, or make these equations true down here, I'm going to start with something and I'm going to subtract 7, and I want that to have the same value as what's on the right side, which is negative 4. So what do I start with to subtract 7 and get negative 4? You raising your hand? 11 minus 7 is negative 4. You guys agree with that? So what we're looking for here is if we subtract, we get negative 4. If you remember those rules for subtraction, we want the negative number to be bigger so that we get a negative answer, right? So we want the 7 to be bigger than what we put in the box here. And we also want to be able to subtract these two numbers to get 4. So what do we subtract from 7 to get 4? It would be 3, right? So we're going to put 3 in there, and if you remember our rules of subtraction, if we have a positive and a negative, we subtract and get 4. Since the negative number is bigger, we get the negative 4. All right. This one should be pretty easy, I think. 4 times something equals 24. So when I multiply 4 times something, I get the same thing as I get on the right side, which is 24. What do I multiply by 4 to get 24? 6. Okay. Over here, I want to take something and divide by 3 and get 6, because that's what we have on the right side of the equal sign. So what do we divide by 3 to get 6? 2 divided by 3 is 6. So if we have 2 bananas and we give an equal number of bananas to 3 friends, then they each get 6 bananas? 18, right? So we would need 18 bananas to give 6 bananas to each of our 3 friends. All right, so 18 divided by 3 is 6. Now, this is an introduction to what we're going to be doing today. What we're actually doing when we solve equations like this, or when we fill in blanks like this in an equation, is we're solving equations that might look like this. Let's just say x plus 7 equals 9. All right, so why does this mean the same thing as this? Or why is the goal the same? What does this x mean? This equation right here has a variable in it. Variable meaning that x could be different numbers, or that we don't know what x is yet. It's also sometimes called an unknown. So we don't know what it is yet, just like we didn't know it went in the box here. So instead of just having a blank there, we put a variable in there to hold its spot. Okay, and then our goal is to figure out what we put in there for x so that this equation is true. So the left side equals the right side. In this case, what would we put in for x? We would put 2 in for x. So then our answer for this equation, our solution, would be x equals 2. Because if we put 2 in here for x, then it's a true equation. The left side is equal to 9, the right side is equal to 9. All right, so this is actually what we're going to be doing today. We're not going to do it with blanks, but we're going to do it with variables and unknowns.